Apocalyptic movie opens with grainy news footage of a montage of apocalyptic cliché. A Clockwork Orange at 10. Man, for a super secret evil ape testing lab, this is really easy to access. There's no security around or even a goddamn lock on the door.
The chimps are infected.
Infected with what?
In order to cure, you must first understand.
Infected with what?
Rage.
Oh, I'm sure that's an acronym for a much more scientific term of the actual infection, right?
We have to kill her now!
Well, your first problem is that in a laboratory that probably has many sharp objects, you chose to pick up a stool that will probably not even hurt a child. Jesus Christ, the beginning of this movie is as dark and confusing as the opening of The Rise of Skywalker, when Kylo is beating all that random ass on his way to the Wayfinder. Reading? Roll credits? Read credits? Roll reading? Louis Boone-Wells, 28 days later. I don't know at what point Jim was abandoned in the hospital, but I do know that the last person that took care of him would have made sure he had a gown on, man. What the hell? I'd forgotten we were pretty much immediately subjected to Cillian's Murphy in this movie. Also, main character wakes up in a hospital bed unaware there's a global pandemic cliché much? Much like George Romero did, this movie totally ripped off The Walking Dead. Can't wait to read all the YouTube commenters backing me up on that one. If the post-apocalypse informs you of anything, I guess it's who finally won the soft drink wars. Hey, where's that asshole going? Oh man, I don't mind the mass zombification of London, but did they have to be so disrespectful to these Big Ben replicas? Them are collectibles.
No!
Homeboy is walking right down the middle of the goddamn road in central London and screaming his ass off, and this attracts 0 zombies for this long? Hey, isn't it weird that this one car is stopped in the middle of the road here? There really should be either a million more or none in this area of the city, right? Once again, no zombie hears this. Cool, there's a big sale going on right over there. I bet the bargains these days are killer. Yeah, I'm a nitpicky asshole, but I have to admit, the opening 13 minutes of this film are f***ing outstanding. No dialogue and one person walking around London, especially with the backdrop of that awesome music. I get the gist of everything that has happened up to this point. It's brilliant storytelling. I know he's pretty out of sorts right now, but out of all the empty places in London, Jim goes to a church? Not a restaurant or a department store or a residential area to see if people are around. It's a cool shot and all, but I'm just saying there were a ton of options that would have been better at this point. Why did they blow up this gas station and cause a massive explosion that you could see from space? There were like 5 or 6 zombies that were pursuing them. If they're going to do this much overkill on a regular basis, I'm not sure about their odds.
It's completely humorless.
CinemaSins comment sections.
So who are you?
Given Selena's ruthless nature, how is her first question not, are you bit? I don't know where his ass has been.
Okay, Jim. Got some bad news.
28 understatements later. Wouldn't it have made more sense to leave that note at the hospital, so if he did wake up, maybe he would be less likely to take the chance of coming to find his family and not get eaten by the infected?
We went to Paddington Station, hoping maybe we could get on a plane, maybe we could buy our way onto a plane.
This movie has a lot of great qualities, but is so disjointed. Great opening, scary zombies, explosion, then let's slow this down to a depressing crawl. And don't even talk to me about the ending, dude. I'll get there soon enough.
We'll all sleep in the same room. It's safer.
Gotta admit, I wasn't expecting a post-apocalyptic threesome, especially this early in the movie, but I guess it's been done before. Remember that scene with Jason Robards, Jo Beth Williams, and Steve Guttenberg in The Day After? What? That zombie just jumped in through the skylight? What, was he a SWAT member before he got infected? And it's just an impulse to try and get the jump on his prey? Fight! Fight! Considering this was a possibility and this isn't Selena and Mark's first infected rodeo, why the hell wasn't someone staying up and on watch?
Did any of the blood get in your mouth?
I'm not even sure how you would know that. And even if it didn't get into the mouth, what about the nose, eyes, and ears? And why wouldn't she have him up and washing all of it off his skin right away if this is that dire of a situation?
Staying alive's as good as it gets.
Look, I know it's the most popular, but I actually prefer Night Fever, or even You Should Be Dancing.
So you're crashing. Unfortunately, there isn't a lot we can do about that. Except pump you full of painkillers and give you more sugar.
Hey, this is how I typically get through my Tuesday afternoons.
Quiet! That's infected.
Yes, remain quiet, goddammit. We don't want to draw attention to ourselves, okay? The sprinting dead.
No, it isn't much, but, well, cheers.
As soon as Selena found Jim, she both interrogated and exposited out the ass. But these two find Frank and Hannah, and no one said shit about anyone's background, or how safe this place is, or anything about anyone's situation until long after they meet.
You okay in there, Jim?
Yeah.
Just practicing my shaving moans. Nothing to be concerned about, and it's totally normal. Carry on.
You'd never think it. Needing rain so badly. Not in England.
Brendan Gleeson won't turn in a performance this lovable and charming until Paddington 2, and I love it so much that it deserves a sin-off.
27 miles northeast of Manchester. You must find us.
Man, this dude couldn't sound more obviously diabolical if he were speaking in parcel tongue.
Just so you know, I don't take checks or credit cards.
Dad jokes.
No, see, this is a really idea. You know why? Because it's really obviously idea.
Jim would be zombie-tastic at CinemaSins.
World's worst place to get a flat, huh?
Agreed.
I agree as well, but I don't understand how they only got one. So maybe look at the cup half full every now and then, Jimbo?
3, 2, 1!
Jesus Christ, did Hannah used to work in a pit crew for NASCAR? That was a ridiculously fast tire change. There are 2 fouls on the play. Personal foul, taunting, offense. Excessive celebration, offense. Both penalties will be enforced in about 20 movie minutes when the paternal figures become infected. This is the heart of the city, and they didn't have to break in. I know it's only been 28 days, but there's no way this store would still be this fully stocked. It's at this point that Granddaddy's AM 180 is playing, which is an awesome song, and I have to give it to this movie for its music and key scenes. One more sin-off, damn it, but that's it! Wait, how in the hell is this store lit up like a typical Walmart on a Monday? I thought the electricity has been off for several weeks. This place should be pitch black, right?
Either we do this now, or we're walking.
Or you could have just locked it down and stayed at a fully stocked grocery store and not have to worry about any of this. Why didn't he just pull the cab up to the tanker to do this directly? It's not like Hannah doesn't roll up on the truck in a few minutes anyway. Jim, who just threw a fit about them driving through the tunnel, just wanders into this dark place in the hopes of scoring an edible cheeseburger. God damn it, what a dumbass. This is every horror movie dumbass cliche combined into one dumbass decision. I have to say the British Highway Service really earned their paychecks during this zombocalypse by clearing this entire stretch of road both ways.
I was wrong when I said that staying alive is as good as it gets.
Clearly Frank was playing Children of the World on the cab stereo, and Selena finally came to her senses.
Getting late. Think we better stay here for the night.
In the ruins? I know it's cinematically appealing, but they couldn't find like a cottage or a former B&B nearby to crash. It'd be just as safe and much more comfortable.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Me, I don't care if it's a dream. At this point, I'm sick of Jim yelling hello into the void. Try something new, like tacos. No one remembers all the driving scenes in this movie. Well, except for Cliff Booth, probably his favorite part.
The whole of Manchester, the whole city.
No fire crews to put it out.
Damn it, what's up with the Manchesters being so depressing? This one's on fire. The one by the sea is interminably sad. And don't get me started on Bonnaroo.
I don't understand, Dad. Did they leave?
What is there not to understand? You knew it was a recording and not live, so really there were unlimited possibilities of what would be going on when they arrived. Also, kids. Are you kidding me? What are the odds that A, Frank is this stupid to stand right under a dead body, and B, that this drop of blood would hit right in his eye? Also, if this corpse is infected, why isn't it reanimated? Which ones turn into zombies and which ones just die? Are there rules for any of this? If so, can we get them printed and notarized so I can follow along? So these assholes have been here this whole time? Are they waiting for this freak accident to occur? I know they mostly just want the females, but would Frank pose much of a threat to them if they brought him back to the compound?
We've got beds with clean sheets and a boiler that produces hot water, so you can all have a shower. You look like you need one.
Damn, I can't tell if it's Major West or Danny Boyle that wants Cillian Murphy to get naked again in this movie. Selena realizes the quality of the movie from this point forward and is understandably devastated.
A wood-fired boiler providing us with hot water. The first step towards civilization.
Is this guy's obsession with hot water? Heat up a cauldron over a fire, asshole. There are many other steps towards civilization that would precede hot water. Have you thought about electricity, plumbing, Twitter?
Meet Mailer.
I've been calling it one, but this technically isn't a zombie film since the infected are still alive. But it sure does have all the zombie including the very stupid keeping live subjects so you can try and find out what they are, and then literally having this bite you in the ass later on trope.
James, did you notice while cooking that these eggs are off?
I thought the salt might cover the taste, sir.
James also think the salt would cover the food poisoning, because that's what everyone that ate them would get.
I saw those eggs. I thought it was Christmas. We'll all have eggs again once everything's back to normal.
Why don't they have eggs now? Looks like animals are pretty much unaffected, and I'm sure there are some chickens running around the countryside out here, right? Hell, there should be beef, lamb, all kinds of protein running around, and these motherfuckers have guns.
This is what I've seen in the 4 weeks since infection.
Okay, maybe he's generalizing a bit, but it was 4 weeks when Jim woke up. Since then, he found Selena, they went back to his place, then they found Frank and Hannah, stayed at least one night, then struck out for Manchester, which would have taken 2 to 3 days, as Frank said, so it's probably been around another week since the beginning of the movie. At this point, we should be at 32 or 35 days later. Do we know how you're supposed to kill these? I've seen like one headshot this whole movie, and they're wasting a lot of ammo. Some can die with a simple whack of a baseball bat, and some need a goddamn landmine to blow them up. I feel like the design concept of these ghouls stopped at make them fast this time.
You. Well, that's enough of Mitch. What? Go on, Mitch, give us some. How about right now?
Because this movie doesn't have enough villainy on its plate with the rampaging infected, let's make sure we throw in a rapist or two for good measure.
I moved us from the blockade, I set the radio broadcasting, and I promised them women.
So what was the plan if only men showed up?
What is it, Jim?
We have to go.
Jim, what is it?
What is it with characters making as much noise as humanly possible when it's totally necessary to remain silent in this movie? Hey guys at large guns that want my female companions, we're leaving, see you, bye. Is there a reason to march these assholes all the way out here to execute them? Why does this happen in all the movies? Assuming Jim's not hallucinating this, and there's no indication he is, how do the rest of the military dickheads not see this plane with the enormous jet stream following it? Based on this and the two guys trying to shoot down Jim back in the forest, these appear to be some of the worst soldiers in movie history. They just start firing without any knowledge of where the prey is. Clearly the policy of this platoon is shoot first, ask questions never, and waste all of our ammo. Oh yeah, did I mention that Jim, a bicycle courier, recently awoken from a coma, has suddenly turned into Ninja Rambo? Wow, he not only knocked this grown-ass military man to death, Jim drug him all the way back to the Jeep and set him upright as a decoy? So Jim's grand plan is to turn everyone in the house into zombies, while Selena and Hannah are still there? How does he know they'll attack each other before that? God damn, this ending can blow my taint. Wait, did he just go straight into that secret door? How in the ever-loving did he know that was there? That's as hidden as the secret passageway to the Queen's bedroom in The Favorite. Hey, remember the start of the movie when Selena was a super badass that saved Jim's life several times? Well, she's officially turned into a damsel in distress. Even if she thought Jim was infected, she could take them both out right now, based on what we've seen her do before this point. Why wouldn't you just say, hey, Selena, not infected?
Jim?
Dude, there's a lot of blood on his face right now, and you have no idea where it came from. Also, take your time, lovebirds. It's not like Hannah's around here somewhere, possibly fighting for her life.
Hannah! Hannah!
Hannah, who's up on pills, by the way, has a plan that involves backing up toward the house. Wes doing nothing to stop her except yelling, have a zombie appear at the exact moment she stops, then punch through the back window to kill Wes. And that works! Wait, just a few weeks ago, that cab ran the into a locked wrought iron fence, and there's no damage to the front end at all?
Do you think he saw us this time?
Happy endings.
But you're so old.
Make sure you click that bell icon.
Sellouts.
But clicking the little bell icon is how you make sure you get notified every time we release a video. So click it.
Sellouts.
There's Big Ben and there's Parliament.
There were horses and a man on fire, and I killed a guy with a trident.
Fight! Fight!
The first rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club.
Do you need a break?
But when we get to 20, tell me. I'm gonna throw up.
Hello? Hello?
Hello!
Did you think that miserable oaf would have led you into the woods if I hadn't suggested it?
We have to go.
Yeah.
Go where? There's no need to shout.
That is America's ass.
Choice is yours. Exile or death.
You're gonna be okay. Now say it. You're gonna be okay. Say it!